Hey everybody, Ryan here from Ryan Hockey Channel. Alright, going to be going over the Florida Panthers 2021-2022 season preview. And if you have not done so already, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and make sure to hit that share button as well. And also let me know what you think in the comments, if you agree or disagree with my preview for this team, how I think they're going to finish and everything. So let me know what you think in the comments. Alright, let's get started. Alright, this is who they added. Christopher Gibson, 1 year, $750,000. Zach Dalpe, 2 years, $750,000. Joe Thornton, 1 year, $750,000. I was actually kind of surprised when they signed him. Sam Reinhart they acquired from Buffalo for Devin Levi and a conditional first-round pick in 2022 or 2023. They also re-signed Sam Reinhart to a 3-year, $6.5 million contract. Honestly, if he plays like he did last year, that's going to be a steal of a contract. Uo Lamico signed a 1 year, $750,000, and Max Mammon signed a 1 year, $975,000 deal. Who they lost? Alex Wenberg to Seattle, Keith Yandel to Philadelphia, Brady Keeper to Vancouver, Ethan Proud to Buffalo, Tommy Cross to St. Louis, Devin Levi to Buffalo. That was one of their top goaltending prospects, but they still have Spencer Knight, so I think you can take that loss. Especially getting someone like Sam Reinhart. Good trade. Anton Strawman and Vladislav Kolochunak, and a second round pick in 2024 to Arizona for a 2023 7th round pick, obviously salary dump. They re-signed Carter Verhaeghe, who had a monster season for them last year before injury. Re-signed 3 years, $4.17 million contract per year. Brandon Montour re-signed 3 years, $3.5 million per. Sam Bennett, 4 years, $4.4 million per. Lucas Carlson, 1 year, $750,000. Noah Juleson, 1 year, $750,000. Anthony Duclair, 3 years, $3 million. Now, if he follows this every other year every other year is good, then this year should be a good year. So that would definitely make a $3 million contract look pretty dang good. Gustav Forsling re-signed for 3 years, $2.66 million per season. He actually didn't look bad for them at all last year when he finally played towards the end, like the middle of the year. He looked pretty dang good. Alright, this is how their cap situation looks. They're sitting at $80.1 million, so they got about $1.3 million in cap space. They have some cap space, doesn't hurt. Definitely, according to this deadline cap space, they should have about $4.5 million. So they could acquire something like a third, fourth line winger, an extra defender, or a 4th to 6th defender, probably, maybe a third. Just depends on what the contract looks like. Like I can say this: look to Anaheim. They have Manson and Hampus Lindholm both becoming UFAs after this year, so make a deal. All right, let's see. This is who they have in the forward area. This is actually a longer list than most of the forward lists on this in the league so far. But they have Alexander Barkov. That's a big one right there. UFA after this season, and he's going to want money this year. He has been a beast of late. It felt like it took him a couple years to really get used to the North American style game, but once he has been monstrously good. Huberto they have for another season after this one before they have to give him big money. Alright, but still, I mean, having Reinhart with Huberto and Barkov on that first line, that would be just disgustingly good. You still have Patrick Hornquist there. Sam Bennett signed that shiny new contract. He looked pretty good when he came over. Anthony Duclair, definitely an acceptable contract. Frank Vetrano and Noel Char are both UFAs after this season, as well as Mason Marchment, Joe Thornton, and Ryan Lomberg. Let's see. Carter Verhaeghe's new contract kicks in next year, so he's only being paid $1 million for this year. See how he reacts after that big contract was signed, even though it doesn't kick in until next year. You have Luosterainen and Tippett both, and also, Lamico are all RFAs after this season. So those are where they're all sitting. I really don't think Zach Dalpe is going to be playing in the NHL. I don't know why they have him up on the forward list. On the defensive list, you have Aaron Ekblad, who is hopefully going to be healthy now. I mean, what bones did he break? He broke his leg. I can't remember what bones exactly he broke, but it was a pretty nasty break last year, and they definitely missed him come playoff time. I think if he had been there, it definitely might have helped out in that Tampa series, made it more of a 7-game series versus a 6-game series. Wait, was it 6? No, it was 5 games. 5 games. No, it was 6. Yeah, Florida won 2. No, I don't remember. Let me know in the comments because I can't remember. But Brandon Montour, they re-signed him, so he's there. Uyghur had a really good season last year. Nudavara is a UFA after this season. Jolson is RFA after this season. So, I mean, it's not a terrible defense by any stretch. I mean, it could be better. I'm not just saying I'm trying to get them to give my team something good for one of our defenders, but it definitely could use a little bit of tinkering. I think that's their one major weakness, other than Sergei Bobrovsky's contract and him not playing up to par. That's for sure. Because $10 million for 5 more seasons, including this one. Ugh. That was a bad contract when they signed it, but it's not gotten better at all. Spencer Knight, though, at least is the backup. So, I mean, at least if he falters, you have Spencer Knight for this season next year at a small contract. After that, you might be screwed. Sorry. Buyout history, you have Keith Yandel they're going to be paying for the next 4 years, and $2.3 million this year, $5.3 million next year, then $1.2 the following 2 seasons, and then his contract is gone. Scott Darling they're paying for this year and next year at $1.183 million, so not a terrible amount, but it definitely wouldn't hurt to have that gone. And they have 1 more year of recapture penalty for Roberto Luongo at $1 million with some change. So at least that's gone after this year. Then they just have the 2 buyouts. Possibly 3 if they get rid of Bobrovsky, which I would not blame them for. Alright, let's see what we got for non-roster forwards. Maxime Mammon is UFA after this season. Hepo Niemi and Henry Bolby down there at the bottom are RFAs. You have Hepo Niemi, who played some games last year, I know he did. Denisenko, one of their top prospects. Anton Liddell, that would be a steal to have him playing for that team this season. That kid looks like he's going to be a beast. Maybe not offensively, but he's going to be a very good 2-way player, for sure. On the defensive side, let's see. They have Matt Kerstead, Lucas Carlson, Chase Prisky, all RFAs out there this season. Kevin Connaughton as a UFA. I can't say any of those are huge prospects, but we're not exactly on the prospect list either. This is just the non-roster signed forwards. Goalie-wise, Christopher Gibson and Samuel Montembeault are both down there in the minors. Montembeault is RFA and Gibson is UFA after this season. This is how their 2021 draft went. In the first round, they had their 24th overall pick, Mackie Samoskevich. So we'll see. He's not going to be playing this year for sure, but we'll see what he can do in the future. And you can see the rest of theirs. They have some fun names on there. Evan Nas, that's just a fun name. Jacob Kos, and Brendan Hesh. That's a fun name too. Alright, this is what their draft picks look like for the next 3 years. In 2022, their first round pick is conditional, so they may or may not have it. I don't think they're going to have one way or the other, but never know. Second round pick they do not have. They have their own 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, as well as Calgary 6th, and their own 7th. 2023, they have all their own picks, plus Arizona's 7th. 2024, they have their own 1st, they have no 2nd, and they have all the rest of their picks. So not too bad. I mean, they still have a lot of their picks, and we'll see, because I think this will be a pretty dang good team. So I think that they may lose their first round pick. We'll see. This is what their lines look like according to capfriendly.com. If you have not checked it out, it is a good resource for all sorts of cap-related questions. So go check it out. They also have some fun simulators like draft simulators, and, well, I guess you don't need the Seattle simulator anymore, but yeah, you could go back and have some fun with it. Alright, on the forward side, Verhaeghe, Barkov, and Reinhart first line. Like I said, I think that is going to be a beast of a line. Because Barkov, 58 points in 50 games last year, and Verhaeghe, oh, actually they have Verhaeghe instead of Huberdeau up there. I would put Huberdeau up there, honestly. But, yeah, it is what it is. Spread out your top players, I guess. And that's all the 25-26 lines, so. Ubro is on the second line with Bennett and Tippett. They have Verhage as the top left wing for this team. Wow. I would have picked Ubro. But still, Verhage, 36 points in 43 games last year. Obviously, he missed a few games, 13 to be exact. So, pretty good year, honestly, for a guy that Tampa just said bye-bye. Didn't offer him a contract as RFA. They just let him go. So, one Florida team's loss and another Florida team's gain. Alright, but still, anyways, Ubro, Bennett, and Tippett are the second line. Most of Bennett's points, 27 points in 48 games last year, came after he came over to Florida. Owen Tippett, 18 points in 45 games. Definitely could use some improvement, but still fairly young, so he has time. Frank Vetrano with Luosterainen and Hornquist on the third line. I can see that. I can also see Hornquist sliding into the second line instead of the third. Duclair with Thornton and Achari. I can see that. Thornton's still 20 points in 44 games at 42-year-old or 41-year-old. Not terrible. Definitely not at all considering the age. It says that he's hurt right now. Oh, I haven't seen anything about injury to him. I'll have to keep an eye on that. On the defensive side, they have Uyghur with Ekblad on the first pair. You have Forsling and Gudas. Like I said, Ekblad injured last year. 35 games. He had 22 points in 35 games and was definitely our top defender. So, that will definitely help this team having him back. Uyghur had a pretty good year. Plus 29 last year for Uyghur. That's a very good plus minus. Gustav Forsling. 43 games, 17 points. Not too bad. That's actually a pretty good contract, especially for a guy you claim on waivers. I definitely would not be sad about that output. Radko Gudas playing almost every game last year. Brandon Montour and Marcus Nudavara on the third pair. So, there's that. Like I said, I think, if anything, the defense could use some tweaking. And this team could be a very good contender if they get this defense a little bit stronger on the defensive game. Gudas, he's, I guess, okay. He's not terrible. He's a very good physical defender, that's for sure. And definitely puts the fear in some forwards because he can throw some good hits out there, but is he a second pair defender? I don't think so. Brandon Montour, 18 points in 50 games. Granted, most of that was with Buffalo, so take it with a grain of salt. But still, definitely could use some improvement. Not as good as he was with Anaheim back when he was with them, so definitely could improve. Marcus Nudavara, only 30 games. I don't remember. Was he injured? I can't remember. But still, I mean, if I'm a Florida fan, would I rather have a Nudavara or would I rather them acquire a defender? I think I'd acquire a defender. Still, not a terrible defense by any stretch. There are much worse ones out there, but definitely could use some improvement. Just like having Bobrovsky in the goaltending, unless he can turn it around this year, because 2.91 goals against average and 906 save percentage. Oh, that's not good enough for a starter and someone making $10 million a year. Come on. Spencer Knight played 4 games, went 4-0 in those games. 2.33 goals against average and 919 save percentage. Those are pretty good numbers. Definitely rookie numbers, so I'd expect to see him either get better numbers this year or take that second year turn for the worse and then the following year show better, but still only 20 years old, so I bet you he'll be pretty solid backup this year. Ryan Lomberg, I can definitely see him getting in some games. That guy had some serious energy for this team last year. Mason Marchment was not a slouch in the games he played last year. And Kevin Connaughton got a few games in last year, so a good fill-in defender for injury. Alright, on the training camp roster, let's see, you have Anton Lundell. Grant, this is as of October 3rd, is that what today is? I'm sorry, I've been home for so long. It's October 4th. So, as of October 4th, this is what the training camp roster looked like. Now, they could have announced cuts after this, so if these guys are not all still on it, sorry, but this is just what I had when I made this whole thing, this whole video. Alright, so last year you had Lamico playing 44 games, not in for this team, but 5 points in those games. Zach Dalpe played last year. Hepo Niemi played last year. Dalpe was not with this team last year, sorry. Hepo Niemi was 2 points in 9 games. Denisenko played 7 games at 4 points. I would not be surprised to see Denisenko getting a shot this year. Same with Hepo Niemi. Honestly, Anton Lundell too, but it looks like he's injured as well as Maxime Mammon. That sucks. Alright, Lucas Carlson played some games last year, 12 to be exact, with 1 point. Kerstead played some games last year. Juleson played a few games last year, and Christopher Gibson played a couple games, but not with this team. So, there's all that. I mean, Montebo is down there. I believe he's played in the past for other teams. I want to say Columbus for some reason, but I could be wrong on that one. Alright, this is what the loan, prospects, and reserve looks like. Like on the prospect side, they still have Ty Simulanik. I'm sorry, I always say that wrong. Simulanik, sorry, is up there. I mean, that guy, he dropped in the draft last year, so I would still keep an eye on him. Let's see, they have Sam Waskevich, not ready yet. He's only 18. He's a later first-round pick from this last year. Give him time to develop. He's not ready yet, though. And then you can see the rest. That's an interesting name, Zach Ewens. Interesting name. But yes, you can see the rest of them here. And then the reserve list, those are guys who are usually probably never coming back. Because look at this one, expired in 2020. So, recent, possible still, but probably not likely. Alright, here's the top prospects. Anton Lundell, 25 points in 26 Liga games last year. That's a very good output for an 18-year-old. Grigory Denisenko, left winger, 4 points in 7 NHL games, 9 points in 15 AHL games. I think he's ready to get a shot. I would not be surprised if he's on the opening night roster. Matthew Samoskevich, center, 37 points in 36 USHL games last year. Alexei Heponiemi, 2 points in 9 NHL games, 6 points in 6 AHL games, and 14 points in 16 Hockey Allsvenskan games last year. And then Evan Naas will round out the top 5 with 22 points in 32 QMJHL games. He is a defender. Others mentioned Michael Benning, a defender, Vladislav Lukashevich, a defender, Ty Simulanik, a center, and Saren Knoll, a right winger, and Kirill Gerasimyuk at goalie. So I see this team being a top range team. This is going to be one of those teams that's going to be sitting at the top, I think. I mean, granted, most of the time people pick this team to the top. They usually don't. They usually have a good team, and then it just does not pan out. But last year, wow, they just were good last year. Unfortunately, they met Tampa in the first round. But still, that's one of those things, you got to consider that this year a hump to get over. You have to get over that hump in order to take the next step. It's like LA back in the late 2000s, early 2010s when they lost to San Jose in the playoffs, and then it was getting past San Jose got them to that point where they'd be that Stanley Cup team, and they got there. I mean, not saying that's going to happen to this team, but it definitely is a possibility, especially if they can improve that defense a little bit, and God help them if their goalie cannot figure it out. Oh my God. It's still ridiculous. I cannot believe Bobrovsky, how bad he's been since he's been with this team. But still, if he can turn around and they can improve the defense a bit, I think this team will be a very good contending team. But as of right now, with the way the defense and with Bobrovsky, I'm calling them a top range team, not necessarily a contender, but a potential contender. And I'm predicting they'll finish towards the top of their division, if not the top. We'll have to see how this works out, but I think they'll be fighting for the top position. Alright, that's all I got for you for the Florida Panthers. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and let me know what you think in the comments. And also hit that share button. Help my videos get out there more. Alright, I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.